Well, that is a wrap-up of your entertainment news, but heading back to our top story of the morning, the ANC headquarters are expected to be a hive of activity today. Security has been beefed up outside Luthuli House in anticipation of protests turning violent. Disgruntled ANC members have threatened to occupy the ANC headquarters as they demand that President Jacob Zuma should step down. Johannesburg Traffic and Metro Police are gearing up to tackle that situation.
Just to ask, why are you here today?
Here to stop the occupiers of Luthuli House.
So you know what they are marching here for? They are marching here to demand the resignation of President Jacob Zuma as the head of ANC as well as the head of state. How do you feel about that?
I feel very bad, but you cannot march against an organization such as ANC and demand its president to step down. You can't do that. Yes, they are aggrieved ANC members, but we are also ANC members who think nothing is rosy, but you cannot march and demand the president to step down. There are processes, there's a protocol to be followed for the president to step down, but not a march, not occupation, because for us, occupation is confrontation. That's why we are here to stop them.
Meanwhile, several ANC structures have rallied around their leader in support.
Occupying Luthuli House on Monday, we feel that those are cowards. Those are not members of the ANC. They are afraid to participate in the structures of the ANC. And we will not allow them, because they will find us there tomorrow in Luthuli House waiting to defend the African National Congress.
So we must not be threatened by these imperialist comrades. If we are not going to defend the head of the organization, then the body will collapse. So we must defend the president and the ANC will be strong. So as we walk out of your workshop, comrades, which I have listened to, it has been successful, is that let us go back to our branches. But comrades, tomorrow we are going to Luthuli House. We want to see these people who want to remove President Jacob Zuma there. Tomorrow we are in Luthuli House. All of us, early in the morning, I will say no 4 o'clock. So defend the ANC.
House and will divert traffic at the intersections of Commissioner Street and Bexley Kasema, as well as along Pritchard Street at the intersections with Harrison Street, Simmons Street and Loveday Street. So motorists will have to use Rissik Street, Temi Poliso Street and Rihanna Mosa Street as alternative routes for the day. The road diversion has not yet started. It will happen when it is necessary and it will remain closed for as long as is necessary. So it's advisable for motorists to avoid the area anywhere near to Luthuli House for today. They can use Rissik Street and Rihanna Musa Street as well as in Temi Poliso Streets as alternative routes. What I can confirm is that there is a heavy police presence in the area, and all of the streets are currently being monitored very closely. The roads that must be avoided for today is the Pixley Kasema at the intersection with Commissioner Street and also Pritchard Street with the intersections of Simmons Street, Loveday Street and Harrison Streets. So motorists can focus on Rissik Street. That can be used as well as Rihanna Musa and Temi Poliso Streets.
Well, breaking news coming in this morning with regards to the story. Reports are suggesting that the organizers have called off this march outside Luthuli House for security reasons. Now, we do know that we had a chat with the Johannesburg Metro Police Department spokesperson earlier, and he said that as soon as the protest would start, that certain roads around Luthuli House would be blocked off. He also did confirm that there was an increase in security around the ANC headquarters as well. But this is breaking news coming through this morning now, that reports suggesting that organizers have called off that march because of security reasons. Details are still sketchy. We will keep our viewers up to date as those details come in this morning. Well, these are live visuals of what the Johannesburg CBD is looking like this morning outside of Luthuli House. Increase in security personnel outside Luthuli House. Johannesburg Metro Police Department spokesperson also saying that there are going to be a few issues on the roads this morning. Earlier we spoke to ANN7 reporter Calden Ongmo, and she did say that traffic was already an issue. Taking a look there at those visuals, it seems as if traffic is flowing from the right to the left of my screen. It seems as if things are fine there, but reports coming in that protest could be called off because of security reasons and security issues. But the ANC headquarters is expected to be a hive of activity today. We've got our eye on it. We will be keeping an eye on whether that protest will be taking place. Tweets by the thousands are coming through on social media under the hashtag Occupy Luthuli House. But security has been beefed up outside Luthuli House in anticipation of protests turning violent. Disgruntled ANC members have threatened to occupy the ANC headquarters as they demand that President Jacob Zuma should step down. Johannesburg Traffic and Metro Police are also gearing up to tackle that situation. The Johannesburg Metro Police Department's Wayne Minna saying that motorists should avoid those areas around Luthuli House and Rissik Street as well as Rihanna Musa Street are alternatives that our viewers and motorists in the area can use.
Just to ask, why are you here today?
Here to stop the occupiers of Luthuli House.
So you know what they are marching here for? They are marching here to demand the resignation of President Jacob Zuma as the head of ANC as well as the head of state. How do you feel about that?
I feel very bad, but you cannot march against an organization such as ANC and demand its president to step down. You can't do that. Yes, they are aggrieved ANC members, but we are also ANC members who think nothing is rosy, but you cannot march and demand the president to step down. There are processes, there's a protocol to be followed for the president to step down, but not a march, not occupation. Because for us, occupation is confrontation. That's why we are here to stop them.
Well, we've got our eye on the situation outside of Luthuli House. It's just gone about 33 minutes past 8 this morning, and so far no major activity there. We spoke to ANN7 reporter Calden Ongmo, who's on the ground there, and she said that yes, security has been beefed up. Also, MK veterans were seen outside the Luthuli House premises and the ANC headquarters. ANN7 reporter Calden Ongmo has been interacting with individuals passing the Luthuli House, just trying to get their view and how they feel. But let's go live to Luthuli House now, where ANN7 reporter Calden Ongmo is on standby. Good morning to you, Calden. We are getting certain reports coming through this morning that that protest might be cancelled or postponed. Do we have any details around whether that is true? What's the latest?
Definitely, Abigail. I would like to confirm. I spoke to one of the organizers here, and she stated that they've asked the members of the public to stay away from this protest, and it will no longer be as big as they expected, considering the large amount of securities here. And the organizer said she or rather even the others cannot take responsibility of what happens here. She says definitely the large police presence, a large MKMVA soldiers presence here, the police nyalas, the vans, the barbed wire, she says all that is very intimidating. Therefore, they cannot take a risk of even, getting hurt, or one of the public getting hurt. Therefore, they've asked them to stay away. But definitely, the organizers did confirm that they will be handing out memorandum of demands to the ANC Secretary General Gwede Mentashe sometime during the day. She did not confirm to us the time, but certainly she did confirm that the protest or the march will not be taking place, but rather they will be handing out a memorandum of demands to the ANC's HG. Abigail?
What's stated in this memorandum? Do you know what the demands are? Is it purely for President Jacob Zuma to step down, or are there other demands as well?
Yes, definitely. That is the demand, which is right on top, saying President Jacob Zuma must resign as the head of ANC and as the head of state. And also they said that the NEC members of the ANC also must resign, following the circus ANC they have been taking around with them. So the organizer did mention these two demands as of now, but we are going to talk to some of them here later during the day. But this is one of the places I can show you, just stepping after the visuals, that this was supposed to be the place where the organizers or the protesters were supposed to gather here at around 8 and start marching to Luthuli House, which is not far from here. It's just a walking distance, so they were supposed to be marching there. So right now, just MKMVA soldiers here, you see from the visuals, and members of the media. Abigail?
Now, Calden, there are reports that there are divisions within the ANC. We've also heard from the ANC Women's League and the Youth League as well. Just talk me through both the Women's League and the Youth League stance here.
Certainly all this has started only because of the faction, Abigail. Now ANC in the last 1 year, if you see, the factionalism within the party has widened up so much that it's really difficult to get them back today. As much as the ANC Youth League said that they are going to be supporting here, they were coming here to defend the Luthuli House. Members of Women League also said they will be defending the Luthuli House today, but there are still factions. There are some disgruntled ANC members who said that they believe in the organization. They still are a very staunch ANC supporter, but they do not believe with the ideas that ANC leaders, the current leaders of ANC hold. That is, of course, starting from the head, that's the President Jacob Zuma, as well as the NEC members. Now, you heard even in the last week where there was several meetings that took place in Eastern Cape within the ANC branches, and 70 branches there, and the Eastern Cape Premier confirming on reports stating that yes, ANC branches in Eastern Cape did meet, and there was a large number of people calling for Jacob Zuma to step down, not only as the president of this country, but also as the head of ANC. And we've seen the infights within the ANC, and you see the local government results itself is a big example to everyone here. And the disgruntled ANC members, those who were going to march and protest today, also said the same thing. They were marching following the poor results of the local government elections, where ANC failed dismally, especially in big metros such as Johannesburg, Tshwane, Ekurhuleni, as well as Nelson Mandela Bay. So this has caused to boil down to this, where ANC members itself are calling for President Jacob Zuma to step down, but also speaking to the MKNVA, one of the member of the NEC of the MKNVA, stating that they are here to defend the Luthuli House. Members of the ANC can be disgruntled, that can be given to them, but the way they are protesting here, that's not the way. That is not the ANC's way. At the end of the day, they say Jacob Zuma has been voted as the head of the ANC from the National Executive Committee meeting, so he cannot be just stripped out of that leadership just at one go. And also speaking about early elected conference, which Youth League called for early elective conference this year. Many of them obviously say that is not possible, because elective conference is not something they can plan in 2 days, and it will be held only next year. Even MKMV supported that, saying as much as they support the Youth League in many things that they do, but as far as they're calling for an early elective conference is impossible, and it will take place only next year. Abigail?
Well, thank you very much to you, Calden. We'll check in with you a little bit later to see if there are any further updates there. ANN7 reporter Calden Omo coming to us live from outside Luthuli House.
We didn't really threaten anyone. We are here to protect our organization, because we are still the members of the African National Congress. We'll defend the African National Congress. Dark or blue, will defend it. Yes.
And the organized today marching here, some of the demands, because there are some of the disgruntled ANC members, some of the demands was obviously that Jacob Zuma should step down as the head of ANC as well as the head of state. What is your stance on that?
Comrade President was elected in a conference. He was not elected by a certain group in the corners, disgruntled. Comrade Jacob Zuma, President Jacob Zuma, is going to leave his position when it's time, 2019, that's when he's going to leave the position. He will lead the African National Congress. As we are going for conference next year, December, that's when he will step down to be a president of the African National Congress. But he will continue to be president of this country until 2019. Yes. He's not going to step down. He's going to lead us until 2019.
And what is MKMBA's stance as far as the youth league calling for early Congress is concerned?
There's no early conference that to organize even a conference. It's not a 2 days thing. And there's no conference that will be in between. Now, next year, we are going for a conference. That's where we are going to engage. Yes, and Comrade Jacob Zuma, he knows that next year we are going for a conference. And there is no, why so hurry? Why so much hurry? Why the president? Because the president, they are a collective. They are a collective, and a collective is going to lead us until the conference. They are going to take us until the conference next year.
Thank you so much.
December, yes.
Thank you.